Welcome back, friends. In this video, we're going to talk about how to make more money without spending anything. There's a concept in business that I want to share with you, and this is something that has helped me a lot in my career. The idea is this: you can make more money without spending anything. If you understand this concept, it can be a very powerful idea. This is something that people don't normally talk a lot about because everybody is trying to sell you something. So people normally say, give me this much money and you will get enormous value in return. Well, I'm saying something different here. I'm saying, give me no money and you'll still get enormous value in return. Let's compare these two approaches. Imagine you're working in a business. There are two approaches you can take. The first approach is to make investments to produce a return. The second approach is spend no money to produce a return. Let's look at the first approach. Make investments to produce a return. This would be something like spending money to upgrade your IT system to increase business efficiency. This could also be spending money on advertising to increase revenue. Now, the second approach, spend no money to produce a return. One example of this is improving a business process that increases efficiency. Another example is improving your business strategy. Implementing a good business strategy doesn't have to cost you anything, but it can increase your revenue. These two approaches are very different and they require two different skill sets. The first approach relies much more on return on investment analysis. The second approach relies more on strategic analysis. It is important to realize this is not an either-or situation. You need both approaches in business. So sometimes it's important to spend money, but other times it's important to not. And the problem is that everybody talks about the first approach and not as many people talk about the second approach because it doesn't make them any money. So today I want to spend some time talking about the second approach because it is so valuable and important for business. So how do you make money without spending any money? The key here is to realize that decisions are free. Decisions don't cost you anything, but a good business decision can have a dramatic impact on your company profits. If you watch my channel, you'll notice that there's a theme that runs through all my videos. And that theme is that I try to encourage people to be thoughtful about business. Well, this concept is the reason why. It doesn't take money to be successful in business. It takes ingenuity. Let's get practical. On a practical level, how do you implement this approach? Look for opportunities that do not cost any money. Here's what I want you to do. Go into your business and look at your department's budget. I'm betting that you have a certain amount of money to spend every year. Now, look at your budget and imagine that you have $0 to spend. What are some things that you can do if you have nothing to spend? This changes your perspective because you have to get creative. You start thinking about decisions that you can make that are free that can dramatically impact your company profits. The easiest way to do this is through strategy. Now think about this. Imagine you have a company with 5 different product lines, but only one of those product lines is in an area of competitive advantage. If you were to take the resources in your company and move them to that area of competitive advantage, You can increase your revenue without spending any money. You're just moving around the resources you already have. This is strategy. Strategy is driven by your decisions. It costs you nothing, and you can make more money. Let's use an accounting example. Let's talk about internal controls, specifically accounts payable. So accounts payable is the accounting department that manages payments for goods and services. As an accountant, you can look at your internal controls for ways to improve the process. Now, every company does payables a little bit differently, but I guarantee you there's probably some simple tips and tricks out there that you can incorporate into your payables process that can improve the rigor around your payables. And a lot of these things don't cost you any money. But here's the impact. If you can increase the controls around the cash that's flowing out of your business, that can dramatically improve your company's bottom line. Let's look at what it takes to improve an internal control. Number one, a clear strategy of what you want to accomplish. Number two, clearly written procedures to follow. Number three, teamwork of all employees involved. And number four, self-discipline to follow the plan. Look at these 4 items. All these 4 things cost $0. You're just using the resources you already have in a better way. Now, these things are not easy. These things are difficult to implement, but they can have a dramatic impact on your company. My point is to show you the significance of your role as a business person. You have the power to positively impact your organization simply by the decisions you make. Now, both approaches we talked about here are important. Sometimes it's important to make smart investments. Sometimes you need to spend money to set yourself up to make revenues in the future. But other times it's useful to think about your decisions that don't cost anything, because those decisions can have a dramatic impact on your company profits. When I make these videos about strategy, I like to talk through a real-world example from industry. And so next week we're going to do just that, so you don't want to miss that video. If you found these ideas helpful, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you like the video, click on that subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week, so come back and check out next week's video.